So for my worst films of 2015 list, I wore a suit. I went all out. For my best films 2015 list, I went even more all out. I wore a tie and a suit. Huh? Maybe it was a little too much. Anyways, guys, the year is coming. It came to an end. It's January already. It was such a great year for films. I enjoyed many of the films that I viewed. Many I also hated, though, so it was a mixed bag, I guess. Anyways, such a good year that there are honorable mentions for me, 11 in fact. So I'm just going to rattle them off, and then I'll talk about my top 10 list from 10 all the way up to 1. Let's get started with honorable mentions. There are 11 of them. First one being Me and Earl and the Dying Girl. Second one being It Follows. Third one being The Gift. Fourth being Inside Out. Fifth being Star Wars Force Awakens. Sixth being Creed. Seventh being Beasts of No Nation. 8 being Kingsman The Secret Service. 9 being Paddington. 10 being The Walk. And of course, The Hateful Eight, which barely made my list, but I still remembered it. Anyways, guys, let's get started with my 10 of the best films of 2015 list. Number 10, Bridge of Spies. Wow, Bridge of Spies really hit me hard. I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. It was a good film. It was very, very Spielberg-like. And I loved how he was the director choice. And Tom Hanks was fantastic. He played like a modern-day James Stewart in the film. And I could see myself rewatching that film. I loved it. Number 9 is a film that I can't see myself rewatching. Yet I find it so necessary to watch. So much so that it made my number 9 slot. That film being Carol. Todd Haynes' latest film, which stars Cate Blanchett and Rooney Mara. And this film really hit hard because it takes place in the 1950s and is dealing with a love and friendship of sorts between two women. So it's not an easy subject matter even today, and it's even more difficult in the 1950s. So I was glad that Todd Haynes approached the material with delicacy almost. I liked that a lot because he could have easily pushed a liberal agenda down your throat, but he didn't. Number 8, a film that doesn't really have any agenda other than NASA. The Martian. The Martian is a film that I loved. I loved every second of The Martian. Ridley Scott really surprised me with his directing, and Matt Damon was excellent as Mark Watney. This film I can rewatch over and over again, and it adds to Interstellar and Gravity as space films as of late that I loved. Number 7, Steve Jobs. This film tanked at the box office, yet I really don't understand why, other than I guess people don't like Steve Jobs. But this film was very interesting. Maybe they actually want to get a Mac product. It wasn't even advertising per se that, but it did a really good job of getting to know Steve Jobs and showing how he's a very isolated character. Kind of like last year's Imitation Game with Alan Turing. Number 6, a film that I saw recently, a film that I was anticipating all year long, a film that really hit me hard when I finally did watch it, The Revenant. This film, very difficult to watch, very long, very gory, yet very, very, very necessary to watch. This film, oh my goodness, it's not for everyone, but you need to watch it if you can. Number 5, another film that is what I like to call a reality check film, Sicario. Sicario stars Emily Blunt and Benicio del Toro as they go to the Mexico border and deal with the war on drugs. And this is a very tricky topic, yet the director really handles it delicately and subtly. There's a lot of subtle things in this film that I loved. But now we're getting down to the meat and bones of my list, and number 4 is Ex Machina, guys. Domhnall Gleeson and Oscar Isaac are in this film, as along with Alicia Vikander, and all three are fantastic. But let's just take a moment and appreciate that Alicia Vikander was excellent in this film. She really got me to care for her, and she is a robot in this film. So let's take a step back and think about that for a second. Number 3, a film that is very, very good. Actually, it's a masterpiece in my opinion, a film that will be looked at years from now as a romantic masterpiece. Brooklyn. Brooklyn is the film which stars Saoirse Ronan, and it sidesteps all the romantic cliches that are in Nicholas Spark films, and it's just a really, really good film to see in theaters, and it's a good date night film. I would highly recommend it. Number 2, the opposite of romance is action, I guess. And number 2 is a film that many people were like, that is very weird. I don't understand it. It is plotless. And to that I say, you guys are wrong. Mad Max Fury Road is the best action film I saw all year, one of the best action films I saw in the last 15 years, and by far an action film classic. This film will be looked at years from now. It has already been analyzed, and it will be analyzed for years to come. But just don't watch it if you're planning to drive, because you're probably going to like go 100 in a 25-mile-an-hour zone. This film really makes you want to like drive. Like when you're watching it, you don't want to take a seat. You're just like it's so good. Very, very, very entertaining, and very, very masterfully directed by George Miller. But there's a film that was better. A film that really got to me when I saw it in theaters. A film that I talked with a friend about for a couple hours after watching, and that film is Spotlight. Spotlight is the film which the Boston Globe kind of is trying to uncover secrets involving the Boston church. And it asks like a lot of questions, not just about the church, but about society in general, about secrets and uncovering them. And I think that it was a very, very important film to watch, not just for what it's about, but just for the performances and the directing, and especially the writing. The writing was top-notch. This was, in my opinion, the best film about newspapers, even better than State of Play and All the President's Men. But that's my list, guys, for 2015, the best films of such. And I would highly recommend you guys watch these 10 films. I'm not saying they're going to match your best films 2015 list if you guys do have a list, but I am saying that these are the films that I think are important to watch, or were entertaining to watch, or have rewatchability value, or all three. A lot of them do, except my number 9. But that's my list, guys. And as always, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button.